Welcome back, Generals, to another Let's Fix Generals 0 Hour to make the best game ever. Good, so last 3 sessions we have worked on the cursor capture implementation. And I was thinking that I think a command line argument is actually not the best idea for this. I think it would be better if it was actually in the options menu. Yeah. In the options, well, at least like an option in the options ini, not yet in the options menu, but then it could be added into the options menu, and I think that's better than a command line argument. So how do we do that? Then we need to go to option preferences. And we add a new option. Actually, before we jump back into that, how about we do some code reviews first to see if we can merge something and maybe add some new comments or so. Let's see. Review approved. Oh yeah, there are a bunch approved. Okay, let's see. So we got this one here. Let's merge this guy. Fix missing debug log arguments. That's good. We need to fix it, adjust the title towards the new format. This is fix log or logging fix log logging fix logging fix logging fix logging. Should we say logging or log? Log. Probably log is shorter. Fix log. That's still wrong. Okay. Fix missing debug log arguments. Should this be combo box player? Look a slot number. Combo box player. Am I a host? start. My host. Perhaps the original intent was to give the option to change the hosts with this combo, with this host name combo box, but it was never implemented. Perhaps that would be something for the future. Okay, so this is a follow-up for game time. Yeah. Follow-up for this. fix options. Oh. Fix options. Fix subsystem and game time settings, not considering 0. Being loaded from. Maybe say system. System and fix. Title still reads strange. Fix system time. System time, game time, display. System time, game time. How about we say here, fix system time and game time settings. Fix system time and game time. Not flying and loading correctly. Loading and applying correctly. Fix system time and game time settings, not loading and applying correctly. I think that's not loading and applying correctly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think we can do that. settings not. Fix system time and game time settings not loading and applying correctly. Fix system time and game time settings not loading and applying correctly. I think that's good enough. Okay. Fixing memory leaks within AI guard states. Okay. So that is fix AI. Fix AI, yeah. Fix AI. Can I say in AI guard states? Zero only. No, it's also channels. Okay, cool. Good. What's next? Okay, the rest is mostly from me and the one from Kabal here. Yeah. Okay. Then let's see what else we can review. Author. I can try to look into that. No one beats me to it. Okay. Then let's look at all the changes from Mauler. Okay, so this one is probably also ready to approve. Volley size is the wrong name. Volley size is still correct. The volley is the group of flares being deployed. The volley size is still correct. The volley is a group of flares being deployed at one instance. So I can just use. Turns out that with the code changes, this is retake compatible to just put the volley size, likely because volley size is always greater than 1. Makes sense. God, it's flares. Volley size. Size of a single volley. Volley size. Volley counter. It's meant to be counting flares within a volley rather than the number of volleys. Volley size. It is confusing because typically we name things like I don't know, container size, container index, or I don't know, actor count and actor ID, actor index. This is done to pair the values, to pair the variables and make clear that they belong together. Here we have volley size and counted flares, and these do not fit together. I would not mind. I think we can add a Vegas comments and clarify that we changed, that we changed this behavior, because it does affect gameplay. Can you can you explain what practical consequence the fixed code will have? Will the counter measures be effectively performing better than originally? Or does it make no difference? If the behavior is improved, then I think it's good to add Vegas comment and clarify that we change this behavior. That affects gameplay. So I'm not sure if it affects gameplay. So I think it finds the closest flare. So I do wonder if it affects gameplay or not in some way. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Set drawbar. Here he didn't tell yet if this code is still reached, so I will have to test this. Yeah. This one he didn't update yet. see updates here. I often leave the game centered on a specifically in a replay. When the window is inactive, the window is not in focus, it should not receive input events. Then let me get back to code. Okay, so we want a new option for money transaction value. Make it bold. Okay, we need a new option for the cursor capture. cursor capture mode. Let's go to mouse. So right now, the cursor capture mode is in here and it's public. Okay, how about we move it out here? And put a CPP 11 int. And then we forward declare this in option preferences. User preferences. Then here we add a new option. Here, cursor capture mode. Gets cursor capture mode. Cursor capture mode. Default is cursor capture mode undecided, unspecified. Then we say mode, switch, we save. Mode, switch I mode. capture mode first is none. Last. Value. If value is larger, equal capture mode first, and smaller equal last. Mode equals that. Equals set a cast. So if mode starts with unspecified, then we search for it. If we find it, we take the integer value, and if the value is larger equal first and smaller equal last, then we take that value and then we return that here. Option preference. We create this in different places. Right there. Is this expensive to create or not? Option preferences. Let's see. So every time we create this thing, it loads options in here. Okay, so we go to the mouse. I'm gonna go to mouse constructor. mouse. And we go to init function, init capture. And here we do prefs, user preferences.h. Common. Then we create here the prefs, and we do prefs dot get cursor capture mode. Now this also means that we can make this now a member because we don't need it static anymore. So we make this static, not static. Change this to cursor capture mode. Okay. And then we move this guy. To the constructor. Mouse, mouse. There we go. Specified. Okay. Okay. And then then we have here this function, which is a static. Make it a non-static, can capture. There we go. Okay, and then can make it cons. Okay, anything else? Lose focus, set cursor capture mode. Okay, cool. I think that works. Good. Then the next step. We compile, see if it works. One failed. Cursor capture mode. Set cursor capture mode. Okay, so right, so I think we will remove this here. This and this. Command line. Good. Then instead, we go to the options menu. And there we will have a option. Oh wait. Yeah. Why is it called user preferences? But then, because we have user preferences here. Oh boy. Oh boy. I think we should move this stuff here into a new file, option preferences. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay, so the get scroll factor. We go to the options menu. Where is that? Huh. Gadget slider set position. Scroll speed fell. Is this still there? Pref gets get cursor capture mode. Mouse cursor capture mode. Capture. Count. First, last, count -1. I don't think we need first and last. Next turn. Cursor capture mode names. Const char consts. None in game always. Make them lowercase. None in game always. Array size, capture mode names equals cursor capture mode. Incorrect array size. Maybe make this number 3 then. Number 3, unspecified, none. Specified. Config names. Maybe make the case sensitive. Always unspecified. Oh, shit. Then here we do for int I 0, I smaller than count plus plus I if this equals the cursor capture mode names I then mode equals I break. Okay, good. Get cursor capture mode. I think this looks good. Okay, and then we can get cursor capture mode, and we see. And then we say what do we say? Yeah, then we go back down here. Cursor capture mode. Mode. Cursor capture mode. And then how do we do it here? Transaction volume. cursor capture mode names. Mode. Cursor capture mode. Here the mouse. Check add combo box. Better. Maybe not. It's let me go to mouse. We need to add a comment somewhere that we have added the ability to capture the cursor. Could add it here. Capture. Set the modes. Switch. mouse. Super hackers, add feature. We started implementing, I don't know, yesterday, maybe 26. Implements, mouse, cursor, capture. Functionality. The mouse class handles logic. Mostly internally. Handles most of the logic. For it internally. The mouse class handles most of the logic for it internally. Maybe better to move this comment above the structs. What is this? Set to true if mouse supports. Jesus Christ. Force feedback. This one we can revert. Here I would like a line break down there. Then we can revert this stuff here. And regarding this here, this we can simplify. Here we can just assign this guy to here. Done. No need for this. These guys we need to remove. Yeah. 1, 2. Window is lame. Okay. Maybe we should revert these guys here. Reset. This. It's not really related. Okay, that looks very good. Why do we move init capture above that? There we go. But we also move these up. Yeah. On game paused. Game mode changed. game modes, previous game modes, previous. There's an unholy return down here. Right. Okay. Then let's see if that works. So we have an options in here. Options in here. Okay. I think we can delete this here. Okay, so when we launch this, then we have let's see. There's nothing in here yet, except there it is. Cursor capture mode unspecified. Now let's change the cursor capture mode to always. Always. And then options accept. Then it doesn't apply. Okay. I think in the options menu we need to recapture. Let's see. Yeah, let's go to options menu. Options menu. So I think what we need to do is set capture mode. When we change the capture mode, so if the old mode doesn't match the new mode, then we need to take some action here. We need to say if can capture, can capture, can capture. Maybe we should call this refresh cursor capture. Yeah. And then we do, if this is 0, then capture, else release capture. Yeah. And then here we say if this is not this, then we do this, and then refresh capture. That should work, right? So now we have always. Good. Now we go to options menu and we type in here none. Then we click on accept and it's still bound. Okay, that didn't work. Let's put a breakpoint here. Always. Okay. None. We need to before we open the options menu. Now. No. Yeah. Except none. Okay. That's not quite right. And can capture. Reason bit. Bits capture. think there still is a problem. I think here we should say, we can simplify this to return this is not none. Capture. I think we still need to do something here. The logic is not quite right yet. Can't capture. I think we should move this testing into, so we don't want to skip setting those states. Like if we get a game paused event, we want to store that. We don't want to skip it. Yeah. So, because if we would change the option on the fly, then it would be good to know where exactly we are. So I think what we should do, inside the can capture function, we should have all the logic. So we say here, if let's do a switch so case none. So defaults none, unspecified. Oh. Let's do unspecified. Yeah, unspecified. Let's have a fall through here. And here we do have return. No fall through. So return true, return false. Got it. Got case, cursor capture mode, no game. In-game, cursor capture mode, in-game. And then we have always. Ugh. We say here, return, cursor. Capture block reason, no game, and no. I think we need to say here reason return. I don't think we need this deactivated flag, right? Yeah, that's redundant. Okay, so So on always, we paused. We remove paused and there. Paused. So these. Turn. Bits. Get 0. And then on unspecified, we say unspecified. We say it must be the global data. Or the display is windowed. Windowed. Get window. We say here bool windowed. If windowed, how can I say if windowed? Else this. Hard to look at this thing here. Now it's compact. Yeah. So if it's none, it's always false. Can never capture. If we are in game, capture mode in game, then all the bits need to be 0. If we have capture mode always, then we don't care about the block reason no game and paused. Maybe instead of always we say In game and menu. Const Expra, const. This is unsigned int. Game bits. So the game bits. Okay. Fast. Then here we can remove this. Then here we can remove that. Can capture, capture, release capture, block capture. Then here we remove this and this, and we say bool can capture before. then here we say if can capture is not can capture before release capture. We do the same here. Can capture before. Here we remove, unblock, and okay. It's likely that I made a mistake somewhere. But if I'm not mistaken, that this will work and it should be pretty robust. Yeah, because we will now always go through here. I think there's still something else we need to do. What is this? Okay, let's go to init capture. Then I think this also means we no longer need this. No longer need that. And this condition also needs to be removed. Yeah. Yeah. That greatly simplifies this. I wonder if we should move this into the constructor. Maybe. Okay, and then init capture, yeah. Okay, let's see if that will work. my expectation is that we have now big bugs, but nothing that we can't figure out. Okay, let's go through it one more time. So if we block the captcha, we give it a reason. We check if we can captcha before, then we set this block reason. And then we check again, and if this has changed now, then we need to release the captcha. Yeah. And if we unblock, we check if we were able to captcha before. Maybe could have if reason is block reason. That's fine. Yeah. So if we had a reason before, then we remove a reason. And now if we have no reason, no block reason, can captcha. We also need to test here if we can captcha. Can captcha and can captcha is not can captcha before. Or is it already implicit always true? Like if we add a block reason, maybe it's enough. How about we say here, bool can captcha now. Can captcha now. There we go. Can captcha now is not can captcha before release captcha. not sure if we need that test or not. This test. If we remove a flag, can this ever be false and this true? Or the other way around. Can this be false and this true? Remove a flag. If this was false, no, this was, let's say this was true. And this must also be implicitly true. Yeah, I think this test is not necessary. Block capture. Maybe add a debug assert. Can't capture now. Not capture now. Unexpected logic. Okay. Will this work? I have my doubts. Probably made some mistake somewhere, yeah. Probably. Let's put a breakpoint in here. This is 1, this is 2. Unspecified. None. Okay, so we currently have none. All right, so let's see. Okay, let's set it to always. Always. And we go to options, accept, and it's always. Yeah. Okay, now we are always. Let's load into skirmish. Pause the game, and the cursor is always captured. Fantastic. Then we now go to in-game, options, accept, in-game, yeah. And now it's free in the menu. And now it's captured. Okay, that works. Shit. Okay, I did not expect that. I don't have trust in my abilities anymore. Oh boy. Well, it took us long enough to implement though. A couple hours now. Okay, but this works. When we pause, we can leave. Unpause. We are captured. That's good. I think that's pretty cool. So in-game means we now go here, yeah. Unspecified, none. Specified. Maybe we should give this a different name. Instead of unspecified, we'd say auto. Auto. Auto is a good name. I like that, yeah. I cannot rename this thing. Cannot rename it. Jesus Christ. Okay, instead of unspecified, we call it auto. Then let me add some comment here. Never captures the cursor. Let's say does not capture the cursor. Captures the cursor when playing. Let me go to cursor, clip cursor. Captures the cursor when playing. Observing. Captures the cursor when playing, observing. Observing. captures the cursor always in menus and game. Captures the cursor when playing, observing in windowed mode. Otherwise, always in menus, menu, and game. Does not capture the cursor. Captures the cursor when playing and observing. Captures the cursor always in menus and game. Captures the cursor when playing and observing in windowed mode. Otherwise, always in menus and game. How about we write this differently? Windowed captures the cursor when playing and observing. And then another here. Full screen. Let's see if that also works correctly. Okay, let me change the mode to auto. Options, accept, auto, yeah. And okay, that doesn't work. Okay. Okay, so we have some bug here. Now I do know that I didn't update this one, but that's not the problem. There's something else at play here. Okay, let's take a quick look here at the updates. The non-retail behavior is a slight improvement, but it should not be a significant difference. But flares should be a little more effective with the corrected behavior. Okay. Fix unsafe iterator handling and correct the countermeasures behavior. The refactored non-retail code now iterates through all flares in the volley and selects the nearest one to the weapon. This can slightly change behavior, but does not significantly impact the overall survivability of the aircraft. Okay. I suggest to not use refactor behavior changes in an observable way. Refactor typically implies that something was changed without notably changing the flow, without notably changing what the program does. But here it clearly fixes the countermeasures logic. Also, I suggest not mention non-retail in this comment, because the code piece will be removed in the future. Instead, apply the comments for the retail specific behavior inside the retail compatible block inside /near. can clarify. Can also clarify in this comment that this is exactly that this is what EA intended to do, but maybe also clarify in this comment that this is what EA intended to do before someone asks why we changed countermeasures behavior. Has to be X with capital S. Good, let's get back here to this code. Okay, so there's something wrong with the auto. Let's put a breakpoint in here. Let's see what's up with that. Okay, so can capture the display. Fresh. Maybe okay, so the cursor lock does not work. Why not? I don't know. If we set this to in-game. Then it also doesn't work. Okay, fantastic. Okay, somehow we broke this. How did that happen? Okay, to debug this, I think we need to disable the loose focus things here because they make debugging impossible. Okay, let's put a breakpoint in unblock capture and block capture. Yeah. Okay, unblock capture, reason, no game. Block reason, no game. Okay, so can capture before false. And now we remove this. So we have now no block reasons. Can capture should return true now. Right? Let's see. In game, 0, yeah. So this will return true, true. And then this is not that, and this is true, and capture. Okay, so this works. This works. Posts. Capture now, false. False. Yeah, okay. So this works properly. Then let's go back to menu. And we put it here auto now. Then we apply this option. Maybe. Options menu. Did we apply this or not? Auto. Okay. Okay, now we go into the game. Huh. We didn't get an event. Eh? Why not? Oh, did we forget to... Oh. Mouse. There we go. That explains it. Forgot to remove these guys. Okay, so reason, no init. Okay. Good. So we go to... So we have no cursor locking right now, yeah. Go to skirmish, we click on play game, and now can capture is false. Reason, no game. Okay, and now we can capture, yeah. And now we go in here. Okay, that looks proper now. And now it's captured. Fantastic. And now it should be uncaptured. Let's remove the breakpoints. Now it's free. Now it's locked. Fantastic. Okay, now that works properly. Okay, cool. Let's test here one more. So we have auto, we have always. Go with data. Display. The display. We do test for display. not everywhere. If the display. We say the display is null or is windowed. So if we have no display, no display. If we don't have a display, I don't like this name here of game bits. No idea what that means. Maybe call it not playing bits. No game bits. No game. Can't capture. Okay, in-game. In-game reason bits. Always auto. If the display is null. If the display is null, should we then I guess we just leave it like that. I can't make my, I don't know what to say about this. But we need some handling for when the display is null, right? That it doesn't crash if the display was null. I don't know if that ever is the case, but considering there are other parts in this code that test for null display, I might as well do it here for robustness. Like maybe the mouse is used in a tool that doesn't have a display. You know? I don't know. I think this is fine. Maybe. Okay, so I think that this is correct. Yeah. Okay, let's go through it. So user preferences, we added a. Why is this not const, by the way? What is this? Why is this not const? It can be const, right? Why not? Yeah, it can be const. I think that also means we can make it here const. Can be const. Okay. Good, then this looks fine. Okay. Game mode. It would be nice if we could split the game mode changes. Yeah, what is... It would be nice if we could make two changes. One for the game mode stuff. So it's this one, this. This. And this we don't need yet, but this. And these guys. Is that all, or are we missing something? Here's more. And then basically here we only add this and this. Game mode. Okay. Set game mode, get game mode. Game mode. This we can also unstage. Okay, and then this will be refactor. Game logic. Use game mode enum instead of integer. Ah, shit, now I put it into main branch. Branch is implement cursor capture. Good. Then the next change, we add this stuff, mouse. Let me see. We need to add these guys. Yeah. Can we move these asserts somewhere else? In mouse. Is it possible to move these asserts into the header, maybe? Here, below these guys. No. That's a shame. Okay. It kind of has to be in the constructor. I guess it's fine. What about this guy here? Cursor info. No, it's not a static. That's fine. Regarding this here, maybe we should say maybe write it like so. Game mode changed. Block capture, no init. Now regarding these guys, do we really need these double lines here? Maybe a single line would do, like so. Make it a bit lighter on the eyes. Maybe here on the debug logs you can make these lines a bit shorter because they're quite long. Can do this. I think this looks good. In-game UI, yes, we remove all this. Options menu. is an interactive game. Interactive game. It's an interactive game. I think here I can probably add a bit of spacing. Doesn't have to be so tight here. Okay. Okay. And maybe we should first make a change where we remove this thing here. Let me see, view file history. Mm-hmm. 541. Okay, let's find this guy and remove it. I would say we make this a separate change. Or, I mean, it could be also the same. Yeah. Could be in the same. To make clear that that it relates to this. Yeah. Yeah. I'll put it in here as well. Yeah. Okay, then this will be feed mouse, implement cursor capture, cursor capture, cursor implement cursor capture functionality. Cursor capture functionality. Mouse implement cursor capture functionality. Okay, let me stash this one here. Then let me get to main branch. We need to revert that one commit we added here. I need to pull rebase. Then we go to oh, where's it? Yeah, implement cursor capture, and we rebase on latest main. Okay, let's push that. Let's make one more test though, that everything works correctly. Replicates generals. Merge with rebase. The first commit is a refactor to use game mode enum as a refactor that replaces integers with a game mode enum for simplicity, for readability and robustness. The second commit implements the cursor capture functionality cursor capture. It has 4 modes. None. Cursor capture is disabled. And maybe we make a table mode. Description. So we have by the way, we also need to say closes this, reverts 541, I think, yeah, reverts the service Windows OS call. Relates to okay, so we have mode auto, we have modes always and in-game and none. Description, cursor, mouse cursor, capture, is disabled. Mouse cursor, capture is only active when playing or observing. And then we have always mouse cursor capture is active in menus and game. Mouse cursor capture is active. Mouse cursor capture is active in say windowed and we could say auto applies mode in-game when windowed, otherwise always. Maybe we can use the same description here in code. Let's go to mouse.h. And here we say, okay, we can say the same. Always when full screen. I think that's good. Does not capture the cursor. Auto is default. What is the options menu? Option capture, cursor capture mode, cursor capture mode. The options.ini has a new option. Cursor capture mode, which uses strings, none, in-game, always, and auto. Case insensitive. Case insensitive. Mode auto is default. Description. Commits. About commits. Feature. Game window does not capture. Game window, game window. So this is enhancements, major, is it major? Critical, actually. Do I agree with critical? Well, I added it. I think, I mean, the game, like, if you don't have, when you play, the cursor captured in the window, you will click outside the window every now and then. It just happens because units will be at the edge of the screen, and you want to select them at the edge of the screen, and you will click outside eventually. It's inevitable. So it makes it really hard to play unless you have one monitor and your window covers the whole screen. Then you can't click outside. But as soon as your game window is smaller than the desktop resolution, you will click outside when playing. When you're in the menus, not so much because you don't need to play fast, right? You can take your good time and click the buttons, right? Not a problem. Yeah. Then we can also take this guy, closes, let's say resolves that. Should also say the cursor capture is always released when the game window is unfocused. It's always released when the game window is unfocused. Okay, resolve that, closes that, relates to that. Enhancement, critical. I don't know why it's a bug. It shouldn't be a bug. It's just enhancement. ZH gem. Okay, do we need to mouse plus? Okay, then I hope it compiles without errors on VC6. There's one more thing here. No, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, then we have a pull number. Then we do a revert commit. Maybe here on this commit we can also say the mouse cursor capture feature has 4 modes. None, in-game, game. It's a new option. It's new option. Cursor capture mode to options any. It's new option, cursor capture mode. New option. Uses the above options, option strings. Good. I think that is a good start. Yeah. All right. Good. made it configurable with reasonable defaults. Truth is, game is unplayable in windowed mode, or not unplayable, is a poor experience in windowed mode without cursor lock, cursor capture. Player will click outside the game every now and then. Helmut did right. I don't think it makes any sense in this game. Scrolling is mainly done with right click. If you want to add an option for border scrolling, that's fine, but it shouldn't be enabled by default. I'm not sure how he is playing this game. Like, yeah, if the window is full screen, then certainly you don't need the cursor capture. But if your window is not it's not spanning over the whole desktop, you can't play this properly. So I don't quite understand his take on this. You can't play it. You will always click outside the game window. And then if you do that, then the game window will go out of focus. And then you need to click on the window again. So, no, get it in focus again, which costs time, right? So I don't think that the mouse should leave the game window by default. It should be like a user should opt out of this, because I would say in most cases it is undesirable that when you play that you can't click outside the game window. When you're in the menus, fine, right? That's fine, because it's not critical, right? But when you play, you want to stay in the game. You don't want to click outside. Like if you micro your army, it's not like you want to click outside into your web browser and visit some website, right? You typically, most likely, you want to stay in the game and micromanage your base and your forces. You don't want to click on random things outside the game. I don't think so. I don't know how people play, but back in the day, that's how we played. We just focused on the game for as long as it took to defeat the enemy and not do anything else in the meantime. Like, there's no reason that you click outside the game as you play the game. Like, why would you do that? It makes no sense to me. It really makes no sense, because then you don't need to play the game if you don't pay attention to it, right? So I don't understand why it doesn't make any sense. I disagree with this. Yeah, to me, this statement makes no sense, but I guess from development perspective, it makes sense, because you don't want to have the cursor locked in there. You want to move it freely for development purposes. That's fine. For testing, right? You don't want this locked. Okay, fair enough. But when you actually play the game competitively, you don't want to accidentally click outside the game. No, I don't think so. Good. Unfortunately, I don't have any data of how many people actually use the cursor lock feature in Gentoo, right? Which is enabled by default. I think when you launch Gentoo the first time, cursor lock is enabled in windowed mode or in full screen when you have two monitors. And I can't recall that anyone ever complained that this is enabled by default. Granted, they always had the option to turn it off in the menu, in the Gentoo menu, right? So it was easy to opt out. Now, in this case, it's not as easy because you don't have it in the options menu yet, but you can opt out if you go to the options.ini file and edit it there. So that technically it is possible to opt out. But yeah, I don't know. Obviously, I can't say for 100% how all the players experience the game. But I think it is a fair assumption that you can say that most players who play in windowed mode and they have two monitors or the game resolution does not match the desktop resolution, is smaller, that they don't want to leave the game window when they are playing or observing or playing back a replay, but they might want to do that when they are in the menu or the game is paused, right? So I think the implementation is totally fair with the default settings. I think so. I'm pretty positive that this is fine. Yeah. And if someone really hates it, oh well. I mean, then I don't know. I don't know what to say. Yeah. The thing is, you can't make everyone happy. You make one change, and someone is upset about it. That's just a reality. Like 80% can be happy with the change, and 20% can be unhappy with the change. I think it's not a problem when this is configurable in the options menu. Yeah, when you can opt out, opt in. Yeah. I did write this incorrectly here. I meant to say. Okay, so we have another notification here. That's a fair comment. I like that. That's good. Thank you. Okay. So this says still refactor here. Let me put that into bug 0 hour minor. Let's put it on major. There's some using invalidated iterator. So, oh, now I added minor and major. I guess you can also add stability, maybe bug stability. Okay, then I think next session we can merge more of the approved changes. Maybe. I will assign Maula here. How about we close this pull in the meantime? Okay, good. It has been 3 hours, 45 minutes. I will take a break here. We got quite a bit of stuff done, implemented the cursor capture functionality. It seems to work just fine. Yeah. Maybe there's some bug left, but I'm pretty confident that we can fix that if we find it. Yeah. Hold on. I think I made a mistake here, no? Hold on. Oh, I didn't put these guys back. Yeah. Look at that. Let's put that back in there. All right, then I would say next session we finalize some of these changes and merge them. There are a whole bunch of changes here. Yeah, all these. I think 9 changes we can merge. Yeah, we need to finalize some of them though. This one needs some attention. We need to rename the titles a bit. Okay, but it looks already quite good. There's some criticals in here. One critical, well, some minus. Good. Then that will be it. Wish you a great day or night. Until next time. Goodbye.